Seberian, The Hidden Battle Revealed, Volume 1. Written by J.R. Dahl. Narrated by Pavi Proczko. Chapter 1. The planet Tarnus orbited a small star in the outer ridges of Galaxy 55X9. It was densely populated, and its cities were so well lit that their outlines could be seen from a long distance out into space. One night, 6 massive carrier ships and hundreds of well-armed fighter shuttles entered its atmosphere. As they closed in on the planet, they triggered an alarm system within the Tarnus Planetary Defense Center. "Commander, we have activity in Sector 15, reported a soldier as he monitored the outer defense system from deep in the heart of the command center. The room was filled with 30 other soldiers, but none seemed to take much notice of what he had said. "Show me," the commander replied as he sipped from his mug of Crulian coffee and walked toward the center of the room. The soldier punched some keys, and an image appeared on the main screen on the wall of the command center. The image showed 6 carriers and hundreds of fighter shuttles, which quickly drew everyone's attention. A table in the center of the room projected holographic images of the ships. The computer system immediately began to analyze them and their weapons capabilities. As it continued to find and outline more and more weapons, the look on the commander's face became noticeably uneasy. He was a seasoned veteran, and not many things scared him, but this fleet sent a chill down his spine. "Begin transmission," barked the commander. "Vessels, be aware you are entering Tarnus's atmosphere. Identify yourselves immediately." They waited in silence with no response. "This doesn't look good. Sound the alarm. Get our fighters in the air and prepare surface-to-air missiles." Outside the command center, a full moon lit up the runways as the alarm sounded, and pilots scrambled to their waiting fighters. Ground troops jumped into armored transports, and tanks took off in the direction of the invaders approaching from the far side of the capital city that lay between them. In the clear night sky, they could see the enormous carriers hovering out in space, and the swarm of fighters that looked like a storm cloud descending on the city. Hundreds of fighter jets were launched from electromagnetic rails that ran along the ground, and then tapered up into the air. After they left the rails, they fired their main engines and took off into the outer atmosphere. Around the perimeter of the base, enormous surface-to-air cannons turned and took aim. Inside the control room, the computer locked onto incoming fighters. "Cannons locked and ready to fire, sir," reported one of the soldiers. "On my mark." Outside of the base, many more fighters took off from the rails and from bunkers buried underground. Thousands of them now filled the night sky. One of the pilots reported in. "Unit 1, ready to engage. We're waiting on your orders, sir." Back in the control room, everyone anxiously watched the main screen as the invaders continued to draw near. "Identify yourselves immediately, or we will open fire," ordered the commander. They sat in silence with no reply. Aboard the command ship of the intruding army, a group of soldiers piloted the carrier as others called in orders to their fighters. The captain sat in the middle of the command bridge. He smiled as the transmission from the planet ended, and he watched their fighters fly out to meet him. He was dressed in a non-military black suit, and his soldiers were dressed in dark gray flight uniforms. Like his soldiers, his skin was pale and his eyes dark and sunken. "Launch the catalyst," he ordered. Missile tubes opened in front of each carrier, from which 2 enormous missiles were launched. Back at the Tarnus base, another alarm sounded. "Sir, they've launched missiles," reported a nervous soldier. "All units, open fire. Launch countermeasures." The cannons shook the ground.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?